Hello everyone and welcome back. Wait, what the heck's going on with my camera? Oh, that's right. I got a new camera. And perhaps more importantly, a new mic. So the days of filming on my iPhone 11 Pro are over. As good as that was, it was definitely not good. Yeah, if anyone's curious, I got a Canon M50 mirrorless camera. I have two different mics, but whatever. We're here for cars, not cameras. I filmed most of this video already before I bought the new camera, so the majority of it will still be on the old setup, but I'll sprinkle in a few clips here and there and finish it out with the new setup. So, let's get to the video. What's going on, everyone? I'm back. I know it's been a while since I've posted anything working on the 190. Yeah, it's been a busy summer, having off for, because of the pandemic and all that. Had a little vacation, been doing lots of trail building and bike stuff, but we're back. And I got some big news. I finally got my evoII replica body kit in the mail. So that is here. If you want to see my review and first impressions of that, check out the previous video. This one's gonna be a little more specific to actually getting it mounted to the car. But yeah, let me show you what I've done so far and what my plans are. So last night, I got started on the front bumper. Now, it is actually already pretty much mounted up, at least 30. I mean, it's not totally done yet, but I'll show you quick what I did there. Probably next thing I'm going to do is the side skirts and door covers. Side skirts should be fairly easy. Door covers, I don't know. There are some issues with the fenders being a little bit warped and kind of twisted. So I'm gonna try to get to that. I have a couple ideas how I might fix that. But the gist of things here is that I want to just get everything mounted. I'm not spending a ton of time right now doing any sanding, smoothing anything out. I want to get it all mounted up, get it all fitting right, and then once I have it all how I want it, the pieces will come back off, get sanded, finished up, and then hopefully painted. Hoping I don't end up messing up the car itself too much, that needs to be painted too. But yeah, another thing is that I want this to be somewhat functional. So the spoiler itself, I'm sure it's not crazy strong, but I'm considering kind of reinforcing that a bit and getting it actually really solidly mounted. Now, the other functional part on the bumper, this is actually pretty cool. Here, let me show you. So, as you can see, it's already pretty much mounted up. I had to make my own little bracket under here that kind of rivets into the bumper itself and then into the steel underlying bumper that's in the car. I did cut up the old bumper and utilize some pieces to kind of get this to fit just right. But I'll show you in a second how it mounts up here. But one of the cool things about this evoII bumper, well, for one, it has this large opening here with these little fins that are quite thin. But I'm going to put a piece of like molded plastic in that will scoop up and seal off to the radiator. So hopefully that'll aid a little bit in our cooling. Now with these openings here, they come out just in here, just inside the wheel, and they're pretty well placed so that I could build a ram air air cooling duct to the inside of the front brakes. Now that is something I've had some issues with already, is getting the front brakes quite hot under pretty normal use. I think there's some other things going on there also, but I'm gonna get some ducting eventually and route cooling to the front brakes. Now the other neat thing here is that if you come under the car, let's see, hopefully we get some light in here. You can see these steel brackets that come off of the frame itself. Now, my plan has always been to mount a splitter, but I would like it to be functional and very strong. Now, it just so happens that the height of that brace is close to the height of the bottom of the bumper already. So I'm going to use that as one of my main structural connection points, and the splitter will go from there, out and overhang just a little bit from the front of this fiberglass bumper. But for now, we are going to get working on side skirts. Also, it's my apologies that the video might be a little less cinematic because I am forced to work in my very cramped garage here. The weather has not been great. Actually, right at the moment, it's actually pretty good, but I have my car kind of all parked up in here. So we're working in here. Also, real quick, I wanted to show you kind of my method for mounting up the bumper, at least temporarily. All right, so get the hood open here. Some leaves in there. Also did some other stuff that I will talk about eventually with some wiring. But you can see under here we have, this is the steel bumper itself. I don't know really what to call that. Frame, I guess. And then you have this kind of indent where it dips down to go below the grill. So as of now, I have aluminum rivets there and there. Now they're actually riveting through to what's left of the original bumper under there, so that I can take these both off as a single piece. If all that I have to do is basically remove these two rivets, which are going to eventually be bolts that bolt into the steel frame, and this whole thing will pull straight off. Now eventually I'm going to also have supports out here, and then when I have the splitter done, I'm going to have some actual structural supports running up into that frame of that bumper there. But yeah, so now we can get to work on the side skirts. Let's get it mocked up and do some cutting and also pop off that wheel. So we got the wheel off, the swing arms up on a jack stand, so nice and secure up here. Now here we have our driver's side skirt. So if you notice, it has kind of this this little hook profile, I guess. Now this fits right up into this sort of pinch weld area here. So basically fits in there. There you go. So with that in there, now you come around to the front and let's see, slide it back a bit. You can see that, oh, well, whatever, you get the point. That tab lines up with this existing bolt. So that doesn't keep happening, I'm gonna go grab some double-sided tape. We'll throw it right down here just to hold that in place while I get some things kind of aligned, because I'm gonna have to make sure it aligns right with both the rear fender and the front. So I'll be right back. All right, well, as on there, the tape thing didn't work great. It's kind of helping. None of these Duraflex pieces really fit great. Most of them have at least some warping to them. Luckily, especially this piece, they're pretty flexible. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, because I think I have it about where it needs to be, I'm gonna put one rivet in this corner, and then I'll put probably another one in the middle and then one at the end. All right, one rivet down. Now I think I'm gonna do the middle next. I did have a small incident when I was drilling, and I was pushing a little hard and my drill bit popped out the bottom and kind of cracked, went through the fiberglass, but it's all right, no big deal right now. So get one right about here right now. All right, so got the side skirt on. Let's see here. You can see the front of it there, all the way back. I have, I think, total of 3 rivets on the top. There's one up here in the front, one kind of in the center, and one all the way to the back. I also put in that screw up there. So now it's, it's sort of sturdy. I don't want to go too final with it though, because there are 4 pieces that have to tie into it. There's the fender, both door caps, and the rear fender. So until I can get those mocked up, I don't want to make this too permanent or anything in case it needs to move. So now I think I'm going to try to fit up the door caps. In order to do that though, these trim pieces have to come off. You can see I already took some other ones off, but let's get to it. So I've never really had these off, but it looks like there's a screw here, and assuming it's similar to the other ones, take out this screw and then it'll slide. Take that screw out, this will slide back, and then it just falls off. Very simple kind of key slot there. I wish I knew that for the other ones, because I think I broke some of those clips. But yeah, nice and simple. I guess while I'm at it, I'll pop this one off as well. All right, so all the door trim is off. Just a tiny back one in the back right here. That one just pops straight out, so you have to get something under it. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that down. Pretty dirty under there. Also, I guess I should mention, if any of you out there have a 190E and you're looking for any of these trim pieces, or, you know, all sorts of stuff that I've been removing throughout, including lots of interior stuff as well, let me know in the comments. I'd definitely be willing to sell stuff, probably like dirt cheap, because otherwise it's probably just gonna sit around in my garage. So yeah, let me know. Now, as far as the door panels, here we have the driver's side rear. Fits about like that. It's actually not a bad fit. I just have to look at my Dremel, and I gotta trim a little bit on some of these edges to get it to fit over these corners better. So yeah, I'm gonna try that a little bit right now and stick it on there. We'll see how it looks. All right, guys, at this point we are officially onto the new camera. So everything basically from here on out should be better audio quality and picture quality. If you see here, I got my little lapel mic on. Hopefully that's working. But anyways, back to the car. So where we left off, this was actually a few days ago now, was talking about the door panels, or the door covers, and I was mocking up the rear. So let me show you what I did off camera. Got a little bit ahead, but it'll be easy to show you what I've done. So as you know, I was mocking up the rear door covering. I ended up going ahead and focusing on the front. So as you can probably tell, it is actually already mounted. So let me get a little look at the kind of the gap, which is actually pretty nice and you know, fairly even. And what I ended up doing was rivets. Now, I really didn't want to have a ton of exposed rivets on the car, but I was really struggling to find another, you know, alternative for this particular spot. One of the big disadvantages for this Duraflex kit here is that they didn't put a lot of thought into, you know, some of the mounting methods. But yeah, I had to do a bit of work kind of on the backside, shaping it to fit the door properly. And yeah, I mean, I still may have to do a bit more. As you can probably see over there, the panel is a bit kind of squiggly and not that straight, but it is on. I actually just went ahead and I just colored the heads of the rivets with a black Sharpie because I wanted to see what it would look like if I got actual black rivets. But, you know, for now, I think that is what we are going to go with. If anyone has any better suggestions for that, please let me know, you know, how I could hide that better. Might have been able to see just a second ago there, I did make one mistake and crack the Duraflex panel right about there. Now that's happening because the panel doesn't fit great, and when I try to, you know, compress the rivet onto the panel, it pulls that whole gap so tight that the panel's flexing quite a lot. What I did try to do, I used these little washers that have I think it's neoprene or some sort of rubbery material beneath the heads of the rivets, with the hope that it would kind of distribute the stress a little better onto the fiberglass. Anyways, for now, I'm gonna get working on getting the rear door cover fit up right. All right, so this video is getting pretty long. I'm gonna wrap it up right here, and if you want to see the next couple parts where I finish it up and get, you know, the spoiler and all that on, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video and, you know, want to see more, be sure to drop a like. And also, of course, if you have any advice, because I definitely need it, be sure to, you know, leave something in the comments. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.